When drawing up an employment contract, you need to consider, amongst other things, details of the package that you'll be offering, details of any other entitlements, and making sure that the business has adequate protections in place for when that relationship comes to an end. So in terms of the package, you would be thinking about what the salary is going to be and whether you want to contractually agree to review that on a year-by-year basis, details of any other fringe benefits such as private medical cover, pension, life assurance, that type of thing, and details of any bonus or commission scheme and whether they're going to be contractual or discretionary and whether you want the ability to change them year on year. In terms of other entitlements, we're looking more at the notice period, the length of that, whether each party is going to give the same amount of notice, and whether or not you want the option to pay an employee in lieu of notice when the relationship comes to an end. You would also consider holiday entitlement, how many days holiday to give, and whether or not the holiday pay would include any element of variable pay such as overtime and commission. In addition, you would want to think about sick pay, whether or not you were offering the minimum statutory sick pay or whether you were going to offer something more generous, but whether that was going to be contractual or discretionary, depending on making sure that an employee followed a sickness reporting procedure, for example. In relation to making sure the business has adequate protections in place when the relationship comes to an end, we're looking there at confidential information and restrictive covenants. In terms of confidential information, you would want to make sure that your definition of confidential information covered things that mattered and were important to your business. So, for example, pricing structures and finances and new products that were coming to market. So you would want to make sure the definition was as full as possible. In relation to restrictive covenants, it's not always the case that they're not enforceable. They can be if they're drafted in the right way. You would need to use these in order to protect confidential information, customer connections and the stability of your workforce. So you'd be looking at making sure that they were of a limited duration and that they covered the customers and the employees with whom the departing person has had most contact and dealings with. And you would want to make sure that they were tailored therefore to specific individuals within the organisation and were changed at the time of individuals becoming promoted and perhaps having wider access to things that were important to your business.